Greetings to everyone. My name is David Triana, and I'm the host of Making Connections, and this is a special edition of Making Connections. Making Connections is a product of Conexión Media Group, and we are also the publishers of the Conexión monthly bilingual publication, bilingual meaning Spanish and English. That publication we distribute throughout the Northwest Florida and Southern Alabama area between the cities of Tallahassee and Mobile and points south of Mobile. In addition to that, Conexión Media Group conducts business networking socials throughout the region. We are currently working on one in Panama City and another one in the Tallahassee area. We also do some great multicultural activities throughout the region. We are the founders of the International Festival in Fort Walton Beach, and we sponsor and support other wonderful activities that are multicultural in nature throughout the region. Today, in this special edition, we have a wonderful guest. Her name is Tatianna Diaz. Tatianna is joining us from Naples, Florida today, and she is the 2023 Mrs. Florida America reigning queen. And Tatianna is going to be talking to us about that crown that she won in March and the activities that she's been involved in since and those that are coming up. So we're going to come right back with our interview with Tatianna Diaz, Mrs. Florida America 2023.
Do you want to advertise to thousands of Hispanics and non-Hispanics in Northwest Florida and Southern Alabama?
¿Quieres promover tu empresa y producto a miles de hispanos y no hispanos?
Connection is your most cost-efficient way to do so.
Conexión es tu solución.
We are the largest English and Spanish publication in our region. Our primary mission is to inform, guide, and educate our readers via interesting content.
Somos la publicación mensual en español y en inglés de la más grande distribución en toda la región. Además de las 5,000 copias en papel, tenemos activas las redes sociales, incluyendo Facebook, Twitter e Instagram, y también por Internet.
Conexión is your bridge to connect you to the growing Hispanic market in the region. Call us.
Llámanos.
Welcome back. We have a great interview this morning, a beautiful lady. Her name is Tatianna Diaz, and Tatianna happens to be the 2023 Mrs. Florida America reigning queen. She is joining us from Naples, Florida. Thank you very much for being with us, Tatianna. How are you doing this morning?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm great. I'm happy to be here. It's a beautiful day. I'm blessed to be here. So I'm ready to go.
Definitely. Thank you. And I appreciate you wearing the entire outfit, showing off your crown and your sash. What do you call these? What is the proper name for the
sash? Yes, sash.
I knew I was gonna get that one.
You got it.
Because I know you're preparing to do a few things here as we do this interview, because our reigning, for a crown like you have, it includes a lot of different activities, I know. But let's start by talking about you, about Tatianna. Where are you from, Tatianna? Where are you originally from?
So I'm born and raised in Southern California. I actually grew up in Murrieta, California. It's close to Temecula. No one ever knows where Murrieta or Temecula is. So I always have to say it's about 45 minutes from San Diego with no traffic.
It's like telling people we're from Northwest Florida, right? When we tell people, hey, I live in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. What?
Where is that? Yeah. And then at some point you just start saying, oh, okay, as if you know where it is, but you don't really know where it is.
And so Murrieta, California is where you were raised, obviously, and then you moved on to Naples. How long ago have you been in Naples? When did you get there to Naples, Florida?
I've been in Naples for about almost 5 years now, but I left California when I was 18. I moved to a couple other states, met my husband. He was born and raised in Colorado. I'm a California girl at heart. I love the water. I love the sun. So Colorado is not for me. And I was a little too cold there, and he didn't love California. So we had always visited. We would always come to Naples for our vacations, and we loved it. So that was the one spot that we agreed on. We decided we were going to build a business here. We moved here. My whole family picked up from California. They're here now.
Oh,
So it's
really? So
amazing.
when you
Yeah.
say your whole family, I mean, you're talking about your parents have moved
Yep. My
on to
parents and
Naples?
my brother, and even my grandma now. She actually lives here as well.
Really? Wow.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, Florida is the place to come out and retire
It
and live the
is. It's
life
like
of the
the
beach and all
return.
those kind of things. And Naples is the prime
Mhm.
example of that. I can't believe you
Yeah.
said you didn't like Colorado though, but I know that different environments affect us differently. Because yeah, I could not live in the mountains area, but I love visiting Colorado.
It is beautiful. It really is beautiful. But when I was there, I was working at a typical 9 to 5. So when I would go to work, you'd miss all of the sun, the beautiful weather. So you left when it was cloudy, you'd come home when it was cloudy. And I really did get seasonal depression. I didn't realize that it was actually a real thing.
Yeah,
When you're
the
in the
altitude
cold,
affects
the
has some effects.
altitude, just overall, I'm used to just running out and getting sun in the middle of the afternoon if I want to. But it was a different experience. It was beautiful. The mountains were great. Where we lived in Colorado, we weren't that close to the mountains. So even if you wanted to go do like a hike in the afternoon, everything was like a day activity. Where in California, I mean, you could go to the beach and the mountains in the same day.
Yes, that is
So,
correct.
yes, I was like, I don't know that. I don't think this is my forever home.
I understand. I understand. Beautiful, but yes, not your forever
Mhm.
home. And then you ended up in Naples, obviously. I understand your parents are originally from Baja California. I think your dad is from Baja California and your mom is from
Yes.
Los Angeles, right?
Yes, great memory. Yes, my mom is from LA. My dad's from Baja. So they met a pretty similar thing there. My mom, she moved to Baja with him for a little bit, and they're like, no, we're gonna raise our kids in the States. So then I was born in Santa Clarita, and then my parents moved to Marietta, and that's where I was raised my whole life.
Wonderful. And in Naples, can you tell us a little bit about what you do there specifically? I know you're into business, and I think I'm pretty sure you're also doing some great realtor work because you are a realtor also in your career,
Yes.
correct? Tell us a
And
little bit more about
everyone in
the
Naples,
business part of it.
everyone in Florida is a realtor. So you learn that very quick. Your neighbor's one, their son's one, their grandkids, like everybody is a realtor out here. So my husband and I actually moved here to start a flipping company. So
Oh,
we have a couple different companies now. We've been very fortunate and blessed to grow our business. So we have one that focuses strictly on flipping and investment properties with investors. And then we have one that can do all construction from the ground up, molds, mitigation, roofs, new builds, all of that stuff. So it's been very exciting. My whole family is actually involved in it. My dad is one of our managers. My brother handles a lot of the operations.
family business for sure.
Yes. It's
Outstanding. That is
been
wonderful. So
very exciting.
you're keeping very busy, and then you decide to enter the contest here, the pageant
Yeah.
for Miss Florida um, America. And
Mhm.
what led you to get into the beauty contest piece?
Well, ever since I was a little girl, my mom and I would watch Miss USA, Miss Universe, and I was always just so amazed by these women. My parents have always taught me, own your beauty, have fun, don't feel like you can't be sexy, don't feel like you can't be sassy, like you're a woman and own it. And I've always loved seeing those women out there owning that, as well as being intelligent and being in business and being involved in the community. So they always really inspired me. And when I got married, I was like, man, I've always been the type to just go after things, whether I win or lose. Like I've always been the type to go for stuff. So I was kind of disappointed in myself. I felt like I missed my shot because I was married. And at the time, they weren't allowing married women to compete. And then I was here in Florida and I was like, oh, I'm just going to look up like Miss Florida, whatever. And all of a sudden I saw Mrs. I don't know why it popped up or how I got to the Mrs. Florida, but I was like, oh my gosh, there's a Mrs. So I filled out the application. They were like, okay, your city title is Naples. I was like, that's great. That's where I'm at. And then they're like, okay, and now the competition's in 2 weeks. And
Oh,
I've
Lord.
never done a pageant, didn't even have dresses, anything. So my mom and I run to the mall, grab whatever we could, and I jumped in. I did not place at all. It wasn't, but I had fun. I had fun, and it gave me an opportunity to see if I really wanted to do this. So the following year, I was like, I'm gonna put more into this. I'm gonna really practice and get ready. And I came out successful. So it was very exciting and interesting, not placing at all to then winning the crown is just, it's been amazing.
And I think that's one of the misconceptions that a lot of us that are not into that environment obviously have, right? Obviously, you're a beautiful woman, and there's a lot of beautiful women entering these contests. And then people think that that's what it's all about. I think that probably was the case many years ago. Some contests were, in fact, beauty only type of shows or activities. I've watched many beauty contests, by the way, and I got some great war stories about beauty contests. But the bottom line is, well, I don't know, it's one of those Latino things, to be honest with you, too, because a lot of our Latino, women enter those contests, and they do very well, as we know. We have, I think we have about 23 Miss Universes,
Venezuela,
within the
Mexico,
Hispanic.
and USA are always at the top up there.
Exactly. But the misconception is that that's all about beauty. And these ladies, don't prepare, just go in there and move around, and that's it. No, it takes a lot of preparation. It's more than just beauty. There's, knowledge that you have to have.
Absolutely.
You gotta have some great discipline for sure. Gotta prepare, because it's not easy getting out there in front of thousands of people or millions of people that are watching you and performing what you need to perform, whether it's talent or in the question and answer type of things, right? I mean, it's
absolutely.
not just
in my
beauty.
pageant system, we actually don't have talent. We're 50% interview.
Understand.
So it really does come down to, your intelligence, what you're putting, what you're bringing to the table, how you're going to make a difference, and what you're going to do with your title. And I really loved that part of it. I have a very business mindset. So for me, when my parents were like, well, what are you gonna do for a talent? I'm like, I guess I'll just demo a little dollhouse and lay floor. I was like, I don't know what the house is. And I'll be out there with my husband, working on them. And I love doing it. So I was like, I'm not really sure what I would do for a talent. But thankfully mine's 50% interview, which is actually one of my favorite parts of the pageant, is the interview segment of it. Right. On-stage question is definitely nerve-wracking.
Oh, I'm sure
especially you're just nervous, sometimes word vomit. It's definitely nerve-wracking.
Yes, exactly. I mean, because it's not easy. It's not easy. You can prepare for whatever needs you can prepare for, and that's a good thing, obviously, because you'll be more ready for whatever comes. But then they pop that question on you, and you gotta right there on the spot, come up with those words, and then they give you, I'm sure, a certain amount of time, and all those things come into play.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about the beauty piece; it's the whole woman concept, I believe, right?
It is. And it's really about, setting a better example for the next generation.
For the next generation, for the little ones that are coming up and following the path of whatever, of success, because really it's getting crowned is a success. It's a life success as far as I'm concerned.
It is. It's amazing. The Mrs. America pageant has been around I'm actually the 47th Mrs. Florida America.
47th. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know also that you have a platform, obviously, that
yes.
you are following and you are presenting as a part of your reign. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So my main platform focuses on human trafficking, the recovery, is helping any victims or anyone who's really had any trauma in their life just get through that and get to a better place in their life. I work with a couple different nonprofits. One of them specifically that I work with that focuses on human trafficking is called Project Help. They're a smaller nonprofit located here in Naples, Florida. But one of my biggest things about my platform is that I don't like to just focus on one nonprofit. My thing is about collaboration. I really love working with different nonprofits throughout the community, throughout the state, because even with Project Help, we can help the victims only get so far. So that's why I love working with Habitat for Humanity as well, because, we might be able to help them get through some of the trauma, but then to have a safe place to call their home and how to get it. And I love that Habitat for Humanity allows you to have sweat equity and just gives you more opportunities. So my huge thing with my platform is just collaborating and connecting people in other ways, rather than just putting all of my eggs in one basket.
Oh, yes. And obviously, human trafficking is a huge issue in Florida. I know in our region up here in Northwest Florida, it's a major concern. Unfortunately, also, a lot of Hispanics are being trafficked throughout the world and in the United States also, obviously. So it's a great thing that you're doing. I have also heard or found out through some of the contacts that we have that are involved with human trafficking, that there is a lot of collaboration going on, a lot of different companies and organizations involved, just to to be able to at least hopefully save. If
There's
only one, that's it. That's a
exactly,
win already.
when I was talking to some of the different people that were helping me prep for the pageant, they asked me what my platform was, and I told them it was human trafficking. And they basically told me that I need to change it. They said that your platform's too dark and that's not what we want. And I was like, you know what? I don't really care what you want. I'm doing this because I want to make a difference. And if I just let people tell me to, cover up the truth, the ugly truth, because Florida is voted, well, Naples specifically is voted top 2 safest places to live in the US. But it also has a very large human trafficking issue. We do have a private airport here, and there is a lot of money here. And whenever those two things come together, usually there's always good and there's always bad.
That
So,
is true.
it's as dark as it is, there's some very amazing success stories with some of these victims. Some of them even actually end up going into the police academy to help with other victims who have been trafficked. So there's some really amazing success stories. And like you said,
There's some incredible stories, and yes, you're right. You are correct, and I'm glad you stood your ground on that, because it is a huge issue that has to be addressed. I mean, those are the tough things that we have to be open about and discuss, and the fact that they do exist in our nation. They exist throughout the world, and it's throughout the history of the world that it has happened. It doesn't mean we have to continue to let it happen. We have to fight it, right?
absolutely.
So congratulations on standing your ground on that. It is a major issue. I'm hoping that you will continue, obviously, even past your reign, to fight that fight. Do you go out and speak to different entities or students about the issues like this?
So I do. I'm actually right now prepping a workshop to talk with HOA homeowners at their meetings, as well as PTA meetings, just to talk about human trafficking awareness and safety for their kids. Obviously, we're not going to be there to save everybody, but if we could just help people be more aware of the issue.
Yeah, exactly.
It was interesting to see how many people are in denial that this is happening, and just in my city alone. So right now I'm working on just getting in front of people and saying, listen, you can believe it or not, but just notice these signals. If you see this on your car, if you see this, ways to get away from it, where to catch it. So that's what I'm working on right now. I have a couple meetings and speaking arrangements set up for that, which I'm really excited about, along with some other things that are in the works.
Outstanding. Congratulations about that, and continue the fight on that one. I hope you can come up to the north one of these days, and we can connect you to many of the people that went, mostly females, to be honest with you, fighting this fight in great organizations and nonprofits, safe homes and things like that, up here in the northwest of Florida also. Obviously, you have next competition that is coming up, right? And this is the Miss America Las Vegas on August 26th. So you are preparing for that big one, right? That is the national level. Tell us about some of the preparation you're doing, and what are you expecting to happen on that day as far as the activities that you have to go through.
Well, as far as preparation, fitness is a big thing. Walking, you don't realize how difficult it is to walk in those tippy top heels, and for the next time you have to. And then remembering to do it while you're wearing these gowns and not tripping over it. So right now I'm breaking in a lot of heels. My feet are so sore, but fitness, just practicing my speaking, all the same things that I did to prep for Mrs. Florida, the same things I'm doing, just on a more aggressive level, you could say. And as far as what am I expecting? Well, I'm going to be in Vegas for 12 days. And
wow.
We haven't had our schedule yet, but from what I've been told, we will be doing things from morning all the way till evening. We are running around the whole time, back to back. So I already have my makeup artist set up. We start at 5 a.m. in the morning, and they said it goes pretty late because we do cocktail hours every night.
It's going to be it's not going to be 12 days of vacation for sure. It's going to be 12 days of work.
Absolutely.
Probably activities you have to present yourselves with, for promotion of the event and all that stuff, public relations, and then actual competition type of things, right?
Absolutely. And I'm sure as well, when you're networking, making connections, you don't realize how exhausting it is, like talking all day and smiling. Like, it's just like, oh, I'm just ready to relax and breathe, let my muscles just relax. So Yeah, I'm trying to practice, smiling longer. That was an issue that I had when I first competed. I was just like, oh boy, my mouth hurts. My lips literally started quivering at one point because my mouth
I,
was so sore from smiling so much.
that's right. Overusing our muscles always leads to pain, right? And even the
Yeah,
face muscles of smiling. But smiling is always good.
yeah,
But
it
doing
is.
it,
It
you
is.
do it too much and it'll hurt just like the other stuff does. So yeah, that's not going to be a great experience. Obviously, you have not participated in such a national level activity. And have you are you getting mentored from other beauty queens of the past in the area or from the company
I
that you
am
work
getting
with?
mentored. I've become good friends with last year's Mrs. Tennessee American. She was a previous Miss America as well. So I talk with her pretty often, as well as my pageant coach. And then I get advice from the other past queens as well. They're always there to help us, which is really grateful because we're kind of like a lost puppy in this situation. I've never been to nationals. I've never done anything like this. So it's been really nice to have their guidance on how many outfits I need, what to expect, shoes, photo shoots, all of that stuff.
Yes, yes, outstanding. How can people that are watching keep up with what you are doing, Tatiana? I'm going to show the website for Facebook, but I know that there's also other ways to find you and the contest itself. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about it while I'm showing the website.
So you guys can find me directly on Instagram. I'm very active. I'm also on TikTok as well. Both of my names are Tatianna Diaz.usa. I'm extremely active on Instagram. So that's why I would definitely say to head there. I have a link in there as well that will send you to all of my pageant information if you guys are interested or looking to become a sponsor. I have sponsorship package options, but that would be the best way to reach me. You can DM me there or email me, which is also at tatiannadiaz.usa@gmail.com.
There you go. And we're showing the Facebook page at this point where it has the pictures of the three of you. I can't recall the name of the young lady on the right side, but I know obviously it's you on the left side here. And then Rachel Barcelona, who you have met. I
Yeah,
admire Rachel a lot because I have a child with autism and I know the wonderful things Rachel is doing on behalf of autism
she
awareness.
is
She,
amazing.
obviously, you got to meet her. What?
Yes, I met her a couple times. Well, obviously we competed the same day. They had the Miss right before our Mrs. competition, and then we had our photo shoot. We did some interviews and stuff together. In Orlando, we did a radio interview, which was really fun. And she's a great time. She's hilarious. She can sing opera. That girl's just full of surprises. She really is amazing. And then the one right next to her, that's Angela. She is our Mrs. Florida American. Mrs. Florida American, this is their fifth year now. They just started that system. So they've been around for 5 years. So Angela's the fifth.
All right. So what is to close out here? Some words of advice to a young lady that's maybe out there thinking about doing these type of activities, these type of pageants. What do you have for them?
Well, I would say go for it because you know it's worse to have regret. You can do something and you might, the same way I did, you might not succeed. You might completely bomb it like I did. I on the wrong title. I'm pretty sure I walked out when they called Miami's name. So, just go for whatever you're thinking of doing because the worst thing that you can have is regret. And just going for this pageant alone, one of the biggest things I learned was I might not walk out with a crown, but it's taught me a lot more stuff about myself. So just never settle where you're at, always push yourself. And maybe you might not succeed in that area, but you just always have to remember that any type of rejection is God's redirection, and take that and move forward with whatever tools you can and put them into your next opportunity.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful words. I want to thank you for being with us on Making Connections. And we also wish you the best in what's coming next, the big competition in August, obviously. But even more importantly, everything that you do from this point on with the crown as you are representing Mrs. Florida America and your also with your platform and what you're doing there. Thank you for joining us here, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful year. And we'll be looking forward to the competition in August. And may the Lord bless you and do as best as you can, obviously, right? And only He
Thank you,
knows.
David. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me.
And let's stay in touch and see if we can
Yes,
meet you in the near future here, bring you up to the north and enjoy the more beautiful beaches than the south.
I would love that. Sounds like a plan.
Thank you. This has been
Thanks, David.
This has been a special edition interview of Making Connections with Tatianna Diaz, Mrs. Florida, America. And we'll be seeing you next time on Making Connections. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
En Bay Cars nos gusta hacer las cosas un poquito diferente que los demás, como nuestras comidas al aire libre para todo el que pase por aquí. Tenemos 4 concesionarios en un sitio, así que podemos darte más opciones cuando busques tu próximo vehículo. También tenemos un moderno taller de servicio y de carrocería que puede trabajar en cualquier vehículo, marca y modelo. Ven hoy y mira lo que nos hace diferentes en Bay Cars.
Hi, I'm Jason Arnold with the Ride On Commuter Services Program, and we're here to help you get started with a bike commute. Ride On is a quick and secure way to find your best commuting options. Using your home and work addresses, you can connect with neighbors and colleagues who bike, carpool, vanpool, or take the bus. Are you an experienced cyclist who knows the best routes through the city? Need help learning the ins and outs of bicycle commuting? Whatever your situation, connecting with fellow cyclists can help get you cycling to work, school, or wherever you're heading. We all know there are many benefits to cycling, like you're unlikely to get stuck in traffic so you won't be late. Cycling is good for your health and well-being, and it's fun. It's cheaper than driving, paying for parking charges, or catching the bus or train. It's fast and efficient, especially during the morning and evening rush hours. It's good for the environment. Pedal power is the cleanest form of energy. And it's a great stress reliever. Getting outdoors and exercising is proven to improve stress levels. The Ride On team can provide personalized one-on-one support services by experienced transportation professionals who can help you learn to ride safely. The Ride On program is simple. It matches you with other cyclists or commuters in your area. You can start sharing rides to work, school, or a local event. Build your profile online at www.rideontogether.org or download the Ride On Together app from your Android or Apple device. Registering for Ride On is free, and you could get Ride On swag for your commute. The best part, commuters who bike to work at least 3 times a week also qualify for the Emergency Ride Home program. This program gives you a voucher for a free ride home in bad weather or other emergencies. Whether you bike for the environment, your health, or to save money, Ride On can help you reach your commuting goals.